Hi everyone, this is Billy 30 for Life here with our ROH Wrestling review for May 5th, 2012. If you haven't seen the show yet, click back if you don't want your show to see any spoilers or anything. But anyway, with that being said, let's get on to the review. The show kicked off with the dominant male Tommaso Ciampa versus Matt Taven. Uh, uh, Jay Lethal was outside of the ring sitting in his chair like Tommaso Ciampa was uh, at Showdown in the Sun. I enjoyed this match. It was a pretty good opener. I like that they had Jay Lethal outside the ring. And yeah, it was a pretty good opener. Tommaso Ciampa won. The only problem I had with this feud with botch that. The only problem I have with this feud is the fact that this feud started over the fact that Jay Lethal was a TV champion and Tommaso Champion stole the belt in a house show. But then they had a Showdown at Sun. Uh, Roderick Strong beat Jay Lethal for the title. So, what was the point of starting this feud in the first place and having Tommaso Ciampa steal the title if Roderick Strong was going to win the title in the first place? And why did Roderick Strong have to win the title when Tommaso Ciampa and Jay Lethal were in the middle of a dispute for the title in the first place? It makes no sense to me. So what? Jay Lethal says he wants revenge for him costing his title, and that's why they're continuing the feud. I mean, I like that they explained and gave them a reason to continue the feud. But really, this feud all started over the title. So it seems pointless now to continue the feud when Roderick Strong has the title. Even though I enjoyed it, it just seemed pointless. I mean, and no matter who wins, it won't do anything. I mean, why have... All I have to say is uh, Tommaso Ciampa better win, because what's the point of uh, having Jay Lethal in the streak now? I mean, I could understand him in the streak earlier when if he wanted to establish him as a dominant champion and a fighting champion by having him beat someone who was undefeated for a year. That I would understand. And if you want to establish Tommaso Ciampa as a monster heel, that I would understand by having him win the second most prestigious belt in ROH. But now this feud is meaningless. So all I have to say is Tommaso Ciampa better win. As much as I like Jay Lethal, and I think Jay Lethal is too good for the mid card, I think Jay Lethal should be a main eventer by now. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa needs to win this. Next match was a match. Well, before the match, we got um, an interview with T.G. Perkins. I kind of like T.G. Perkins. I'm not really that much of a fan of him. I think he's a good mid card wrestler, but he's horrible on the mic. But thankfully, the segment was saved when the Young Bucks came in and said, "Oh, he looks emo and he looks weird." And yeah, they both cut good promos. And T.G. Perkins said, "I don't care if it's 2-on-1 or not. I'm getting Acrotis to set." It looks like they're setting up a feud between. It looked like here they were setting up a feud between T.G. Perkins and the Young Bucks. But after but then it looks like that they were starting a feud with the All Night Express, which I'll talk about later. But anyway, after this segment, we got T.J. Perkins versus Mike Mondo. I love Mike Mondo. I think he has a very unique character, unique gimmick, being billed as 7 foot tall. Obviously he's only about 5'7". I think it's hilarious seeing him step, over the top rope, by stepping on the bottom rope to step over the top rope. I love that. Yeah, and Mike Mondo, he's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. Yeah, so I love me some Mike Mondo. But anyway, this was another good match. I really enjoyed it. The Young Bucks would end up interfering and costing Mike Mondo the match. I mean, Matt Taven the match. Sorry, another botch. Mike Mondo won the match. And afterwards, Mike Mondo and the Young Bucks all started to beat on T.J. Perkins, only for the All Night Express to come save the day. So it looks like there's gonna be a feud between. I'm sure it will continue on to Best in the World, because maybe a #1 contenders match between the Young Bucks and All Night Express, and maybe a 6-man match between a 6-man tag match at Border Wars between Mike Mondo and the Young Bucks versus All Night Express and T.J. Perkins. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. With all this, how this match ended and the promo segment for that, it kind of confused me what they're going to do here. It kind of interests me at the same time, though. Yeah. So hopefully they do it that way. I think they should do a #1 contenders match between those two. But I think they should wait till the Best of the World and then just have the 6-man match. A 6-man tag match at Border Wars. Yeah, but hopefully Young Bucks end up becoming #1 contenders, because I think Young Bucks is a fantastic tag team. They have a unique look. They're great in the ring. They talk well on the mic, and they would be the perfect heel team to start a major feud with after this feud between World's Greatest Tag Team and the Briscoes are over with. The perfect person for the Briscoes to feud with next. And yeah, and I think that would make a great feud and have some great matches. So I'm all for the Young Bucks becoming #1 contenders for the tag team titles at some point. Hopefully at Best in the World. But anyway, next we had inside ROH segment. We had the House of Truth getting interviewed. We had another boring Eddie Edwards interview. Yeah. And I enjoyed the inside Ring of Honor. I forgot what else was there. Comment down below to tell me what else there, because I know there was another. Oh, there was a Mike Bennett interview, which I thought was really good, as usual. Mike Bennett, fuck the world. He might not be the best wrestler in ROH, but he's definitely one of the best talkers. So, and he's someone that in 2012 I hope becomes world champion at some point, because I think he's a guy that could draw a lot of money for ROH, and again, just an amazing talker. But after that, we got this horrible fucking promo / interview by Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, Kyle O'Reilly is so fucking bad on the mic. Like, seriously, I thought RVD was bad on the mic. Kyle O'Reilly makes RVD look like The Rock. That's how, on the mic, that's how bad Kyle O'Reilly is. Give him a manager or something. But please, ROH, stop putting a mic behind this guy. He's just horrible. Next was the main event. Kyle O'Reilly versus Kevin Steen. That Jimmy Jacobs. Steve Carino was on commentary. Another bad guy who's bad on the mic. Steve Carino. What's up with ROH giving all these people who's horrible on the mic? Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Steve Carino, consistent Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards. All these guys who are just horrible on the mic. Consistent mic time. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, this was a good match. There was some good psychology in this match. You know, some good storytelling, like Kevin Steen putting in Kyle O'Reilly's own mouthpiece. You know, that's kind of gross, but still, good storytelling nonetheless. You know, Kevin Steen using Davey Richards' ankle lock. Kevin Steen won, which is good, building momentum going into Border Wars. There we go. And, yeah, just a good match. Not much to complain here. After a match, Kevin Steen and Steve Carino beat up on Kyle O'Reilly more. You know, Kevin Steen locked on the ankle lock again. Only for Davey Richards to come in and get the upper hand on Kevin Steen and Jimmy Jacobs and lock on the ankle lock on Kevin Steen. But then Jimmy Jacobs logoed Davey Richards. Kevin Steen beat the hell out of Davey Richards with the tennis racket he carries. You know, security came out. And Kevin Steen hit Kyle O'Reilly on the head with the tennis racket. You know, good way to end ROH. And also, I forgot, Davey Richards cut a promo. You know, usually Davey Richards cuts very bad promos. You know, but recently I thought Kevin Steen has brought the best mic-wise out of Davey Richards, because he's been cutting pretty good promos in the recent weeks, which is very rare, because usually Davey Richards is boring as hell on the mic. But yeah, his promos he's been cutting has been really good, especially the promo he cut on tonight's episode, where he said the Wolf's gonna come out and he's gonna show Kevin Steen what it's like to be helpless. You know, good mic work and a great way to end ROH. For my final thoughts for this show, it was a good show. An okay go-home show, I guess, but I thought last week's show was a lot better. Like, if it just ended with last week's show, if that would have been the go-home show, that would have been the perfect go-home show for Bar Words. But, you know, this wasn't a bad show. It could have been better, though. Tell me your thoughts on this episode of ROH TV. Subscribe above, like this video, and I'm out here. Kill, Steen, kill.